The name of our group is called Who Decides, with a question mark. Began as a group of citizens who started to have a conversation about the water situation in Gloucester after the boil water order of last August. And we've been meeting weekly ever since, and formed an organization called Who Decides. Proposed an ordinance to be passed into law which protects our water from being sold.
Any private water company that wants to buy our water, they're not going to do it because they like us. They're going to do it because they want to make a profit.
Right.
The only way they can make a profit is by either cutting down on maintenance or charging higher rates. There's no getting around that. That's the only reason and so we might as well do our own maintenance, cut out the middlemen, and retain control, so that if there is a problem with maintenance, we know who to fire.
As Bruce has said, would you trust them to manage your water supply, or would you trust the guy who you grew up with, who lives in your community and drinks the water himself? So we need to bear that in mind whenever we make a decision in the future. As far as we've learned, when we used to manage it ourselves, when the city ran it, we did a better job. We had two different companies come in, and the second one, United Water, is being sued by the city of Gloucester for major neglect. The deterioration over a long period of time, we're talking basic nuts and bolts that were never replaced, that were totally rusted out, clogged valves, very unnecessary things. It's, the city has no money, so they turn around and come in and try to rescue us. And we don't want Gloucester to get caught in that trap.
For years and years and years, the city council has elected to bypass the issue of maintenance of our water system, as opposed to raising taxes and being unpopular. Difficult thing to do. We either do it ourselves for the minimal expense, or have somebody else do it for us, and they'll tack on their profit.
This is where oil and water do mix, and water is going to be far more profitable than oil ever was. Our water is not bad. It's not bad water. It's good water. That's why they have an interest in it. It's just that our distribution, our pipes are old, and they're neglected, and we need to replace them. We're here with Nikki Bogan from the Farmers Market.
I don't think it would be to our benefit to privatize our water supply.
We're here with Jeffrey Rushon in his office. He's a local builder and contractor, and we just wanted to know what you thought about the proposed ordinance to protect the water supply from being sold.
Okay. I completely support it, because I think that if we were to sell the water to a company, the company's goal would be to make a profit. And the problem with that is if they neglected the equipment and it fell into disrepair, my guess is it would wind up back on the taxpayer's neck after the private industry, basically lost interest in losing money providing us with water. I think it ought to be definitely under public control, so that if we don't like what people in City Hall, the decisions they make, we can vote them out. So I can't imagine losing control of the water on Cape Ann. I just think it would be the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. So.
Scott Memhard, and I'm the president and general manager here at Cape Pond Ice Company, where we've been in business 162 years, supplying ice to the local community and the fishing industry, and we rely on Gloucester's water supply for our ice manufacturing and for our refrigeration systems. We're a major water user. We need to keep it locally controlled and locally owned and operated. We can do as good or better of a job than any foreign water entity would ever do in the future. And it's the delivery system, the pipes, and the treatment plant that we've neglected in the past, and it's our obligation to make sure they're managed responsibly now and into the future. And I would be very concerned if Gloucester ever considered giving away the rights to our water resources.
I think water is a natural resource, that it's something that should have access to by right. I don't think that water should be a product that is run by a profit-driven corporation. That just forces that, or that gives them the opportunity to raise prices. We have absolutely no say about that because we need water. And then if they own our water, they can take it and sell it to people or some uses at distant places, not anywhere near where it's coming to us.
We're here with Theo McGregor from Democracy and Regulation.
Happen all over the world that are these multinational corporations come in, buy up the water systems. They realize they can't make a profit on them unless they increase the rates or let the system deteriorate more and more. And we don't want that to happen in Gloucester.
I became very interested in water issues when the boiled water order came into effect, and when I heard about one of the multinational corporations wanting to buy our water system in the city, I became very concerned, and I helped form the group Who Decides, and we are very committed to preserving our water, keeping water in our hands and not letting it get out of our control. It's very important for the residents of Gloucester to know that right in our ordinances, the mayor, the city council could sell off our water supply, and we would have no way to stop it. So we're going to try to put an ordinance forth and get it on a referendum vote so we can protect it for all people, for the future of Gloucester. We wouldn't be able to come to our government and say, hey, what's going on? We'd have to go to some multinational corporation, whoever owns our water system, water supply, and try to get answers from them. I don't think so. We have elected officials that we can put in office or throw out of office to maintain our control and our human rights, our rights under the Constitution, the federal Constitution, and the Massachusetts Constitution. We have rights. You know, what the federal government is doing to our fisheries, what the state's Board of Education was doing to our schools, you know, those are government officials trying to strip our rights away, take away our commons. No more. We can't allow this anymore. We have to fight back, and we have to take control of our water. This is our water, and we're not going to let it go. We have to put up the money to do it. It's not going to be free. We're going to have to sacrifice. We got to rebuild our infrastructure. We cannot let it go the way it was. The longer we put it off, fixing our infrastructure, the more it's going to cost. We need to bite the bullet now, and we have. We've started. We've upgraded the Babson Water Treatment Plant and the West Gloucester Treatment Plant to the standards that they could fit in that plant, but there's more to be done. These plants are not going to last, 50 years. We might get another 15 or 20 years out of this upgrade. So we got to think about the future, and we got to really get a policy in place to upgrade our system, and that includes the pipes in the ground. We'll have our own big crews like we used to back in the old days when we had a water department, a huge water department, a huge sewer department, where they went out and replaced the pipes and the valves and all that. A lot of the stuff is contracted out, which is fine. That's a good way to do it. But allowing a company to take total control of our system should never happen. We need to keep control of our system. We need to maintain it. And getting the best government in place, keeping the best qualified employees, paying them well, and the citizens standing up and voicing their opinion and making sure that their voice is heard. And do not let your government shut you out. You need to keep coming to them, and making your points. And being part of a group, an organization like this, like Who Decides, is a good way to start.